With the launch of Chapter 1 Season 7 came the brand new creative playlist that today is integral to the experience of playing Fortnite. This mode functioned as an answer to the vacancy that came with the Playgrounds playlist when it came to customization. While it could be argued that being given 3 hours to create whatever you wanted or fight your friends until the end of the game was a great experience, it left much to be desired because of the fact that you couldn't save any progress you had made during the match, and setting up 1v1 practice methods would take a pretty decent amount of time. Creative fixed a lot of the problems that the Playgrounds playlist presented with the ability to save your progress on your own island and essentially create your own Fortnite experience. To say that Creative has changed the landscape of Fortnite in terms of what players play is an understatement. More recently, Creative has become more popular than ever, at times even pulling in higher numbers than the Battle Royale playlist. While Creative in the beginning was mainly a practice tool to allow you to be able to effectively learn new building techniques for fights in-game or 1v1 friends, the mode did offer a large amount of replayability behind it. Similar to the Playgrounds playlist, the mode allowed you to queue into a fill lobby which would put you in a creative match with 15 other players. Unlike private lobbies, public ones would not allow you to access your island and would essentially allow you to pick between a few popular maps that were being hosted at the time. These maps were unique because most of them were free-for-all maps, 1v1 maps, and even at times Zone Wars maps, with one of the most popular being the Enigma Downhill River Zone Wars map. While now, many of these maps look primitive compared to the capabilities of the newer Creative 2.0, these served as a basis to show you that you didn't need to play the Battle Royale playlist to get a well-made Fortnite experience. Over time, Epic would lean into Creative's success and further create more functionality surrounding the devices in the mode to allow map creators to create prop hunts, death runs, gun game style experiences, and many more, as well as now promoting these new creative modes through the Discover tab. Say what you want about how garbage the Discover tab is, but it's still a better way of promoting these creative games without having to load into a public server just to join in on and only select 4 games. In late Chapter 2, Epic would announce Creative 2.0 as an answer to the ever-growing question of how advanced creative games could get. This new version of Creative promised to give PC players access to what Epic calls UEFN, or Unreal Engine Fortnite. While Creative 2.0 was delayed a multitude of times, after a year and a half of its initial announcement, the mode would finally be released, and creators would now have more tools at their disposal to create their own Fortnite experience. While some people might point out that there are still many limitations that we haven't surpassed since the original edition of Creative, there's no doubt that many of the new incredible creative modes that we've seen over the past few months would be possible without UEFN. These games by themselves could function on their own with the sheer number of players interacting with them. Creative, for me, has always offered a form of escapism from the normal game.
Leave me alone!
I at times find myself playing Creative more than the Battle Royale playlist because many of the modes offer a better appeal to what type of content I want to see when I'm playing the game. I have voiced my opinion in the past about how much I dislike some of the loophole changes specifically made during Chapter 3. At the time, I heavily shifted towards playing creative games as most of them offered, in my opinion, a better weapon pool, or modes such as the Pit that will allow you to choose whatever set of weapons you want to fight with. I played Creative around 60% of the time I was on the game, and I'm not alone with the number of players that at times will prefer to play creative games because it better fits their experience of what they want to receive when playing the game. Many players by this point are realizing that Creative holds these capabilities of making unique experiences that will heavily cater to what you specifically want as a player. Honestly, with Creative 2.0's addition, it really just showed a larger audience of people what made the mode so special in the first place. Many phenomenal modes today, such as the Pit, can mostly function within the parameters of Creative 1.0. And Creative 2.0 served to polish some of the problems with the mode and demonstrate why Creative is so special when compared to Battle Royale. Going back to the initial release date of Creative 2.0, there was also the announcement of what Epic calls the Creator Economy 2.0, where Epic will pay out 40% of Fortnite's net revenues each month to creators based on how many players are playing their maps. This meant, of course, creators now had a large amount of incentive to start creating new maps using these tools, as more popular maps could now make creators a lot of money. This, of course, proved to be successful as it heightens the quality of maps and gives creators more incentive to continue to create better experiences that players will enjoy. enjoy. Unfortunately, more recently, the amount of money that Epic has been losing from Creative 2.0 has been causing some big problems for not only Fortnite, but Epic themselves. In a post on Epic's website on September 28, 2023, Tim Sweeney sent out an email that they were laying off around 16% of Epic's employees. He explains that for a while now, Epic has been spending way more money than they earn investing in the next evolution of growing Fortnite. This, combined with the Apple versus Epic lawsuit not going in Epic's favor and the FTC's $275 million lawsuit against Epic, is causing Epic to lose a lot of money. And while Fortnite is growing again, it mainly has to do with creative, which is a lower margin business than Battle Royale. This means while there still are a large amount of people spending their savings on the Cypher PK skin, Epic doesn't make as much profit as they used to because of their creator economy system. Now by this point you might be wondering how this would directly impact Battle Royale. Because of this major structural change that Epic's economics will have to undergo, it means that they will now have to make efforts to reduce costs in certain parts of the game that they view as being less profitable. In the emails sent out by Tim Sweeney, he states that Epic has been moving to net zero hiring, but they also have been cutting budget for marketing and events. This explains why for the entirety of Chapter 4 we haven't seen a single event. If Epic is more than willing to reduce the amount of live events in the game, something that has been integral to the early growth of Fortnite and an overall staple of the game for the purposes of saving money, then it would be more than fair to assume that they will continue to cut spending on potentially more important parts of the game relating to content. This can further be supported by the fact that despite the fact that we haven't seen an event in almost a year now to save money, Epic still ended up falling short of financial sustainability and had to end up laying off 900 employees. I wouldn't be surprised if in the following chapter they restructure how often we receive content to better fit securing this financial sustainability. While Tim Sweeney claims that they are cutting costs without breaking development, about a third of the layoffs were a part of the core development team. The future of Fortnite might very well see a decline in the amount of changes for the game that will end up landing on schedule. It's difficult to say whether Chapter 5 will end up launching on time because of most of the problems that Epic is facing. However, I don't think it's crazy to say that these changes for Creative 2.0 have dealt a pretty hefty blow already to Battle Royale. I think by this point Epic has realized that creative is likely to be the future of Fortnite. Many people have compared it to Roblox in terms of replayability and the number of games that are available at your disposal, and I think Epic wants to continue with that goal in mind. I don't think Battle Royale is going to be going anywhere anytime soon, and I think it will likely always exist in some capacity. However, I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming year we start to see them shift their focus more towards the creator development side of the game. Epic has restructured Fortnite many times in the past to better fit what they view as the future for this game. Back in 2019, Epic was heavily promoting the competitive side of the game with the World Cup. After they realized that it was pushing new players away from the game, they began to implement many changes in the following years to better fit these players who were experiencing the game for the first time. Ultimately, Epic sees Battle Royale as a dying genre, and if they continue to promote creative with all of its unique modes, they will likely be able to cultivate an experience with phenomenal replayability. Let me know down in the comments below which mode you play more. Are you a creative player or do you play more Battle Royale? While the creative mode can definitely offer a very high amount of replayability, as I have mentioned, there's still a large number of players who are very interested in the Battle Royale scene. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day.